Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday virtual service for the Journey Within Spiritualist Church. I'm Elizabeth Fracolosi, minister with the Journey Within, and today we are very pleased and grateful to have with us Susan Hughes. Susan is an accredited medium, speaker, and teacher with the Spiritualist National Union. Susan is Irish, born, and still lives in Dublin, Ireland. She's a deeply intuitive psychic and medium, using her abilities with the intention of being clear and truthful voice for the spirit world. Her intention is to show how we can still connect with our loved ones who now reside in the spirit world, and to share the truth that we are all eternal souls who will be reunited when this earthly journey completes. She is always truly humbled that Spirit continue to work with her in so many different and wonderful ways. Her mantra is onward and upwards. Just keep going, but not blindly, though, keeping a mindful aim and goal in hand. Challenges are here to assist, even if they don't feel that way when working through them. I think we now know how beautiful and wonderful Susan is just by that.
Oh, that
Yes,
always
no, I
sounds great. I
just
can't believe I wrote that. That's brilliant.
it truly is spirit inspired. Spirit
It
inspired.
does.
That's what,
It,
oh,
it's it,
it's lovely.
it's
What a way
it
to.
is. Yeah, it is strange when we hear ourselves being addressed in truth like that. I mean, it's true,
It's
and
true.
we don't allow it. Being Irish, how dare I get notions above my station? But you know, I think that's wonderful that we need to immerse ourselves in the knowledge of who we are, not who we're supposed to be. Yeah.
Absolutely. Shine your light.
Yes.
Shine your light. Because it makes me happy just hearing it.
Yes.
And it's not
Yes.
because I like you.
Oh, thanks.
It's just
Well, I hope you
everyone
do.
should everyone should shine their light. It's a beautiful way to
Absolutely.
start. Everyone here, shine your light. Stand
Yeah.
in your light. There
Yeah.
we go. We haven't even started yet. We're already getting this address going. Anyway, thank you, Susan. We begin our services with spiritual healing. Spiritual healing is normally a laying on of hands in prayer, to be used in conjunction with, never instead of, medical practice or advice. As we are meeting virtually, our healers that are present will be sending healing to all of you here and to those we are requesting prayers for. We are grateful always to our volunteer healers who are with us today, and always as their dedication for healers, as healers throughout the week and the years and the months to come and in the past, and it keeps going. If you'd like to request healing for someone, please put their first name and last initial for privacy, please, in the chat box. You can also put in their name and family with that last initial, or if you'd like the whole family, you can use the last initial of the family and, our family, S family, X family. Believe me, God and Spirit knows who they are. These names will be forwarded to our healers for absentee healing. You may also call the church or email us if there is anyone during the course of the week you would like to request healing for, including pets, the planet, or global circumstances. Also, if you're having any difficulties during the week or at any time, please feel free to call the Journey Within office and a minister will get in touch with you. We will open with prayer, followed by a period of quiet meditation. If you'd like to participate in the healing, please now quiet yourself. Focus on your breathing, and as you inhale, feel yourself boosting your own immune system,
Mm.
igniting the inner healer within. Please join me in prayer. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from our minds and bodies and to restore us to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and in honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and the power of God and Spirit. Amen. As we gently come to the end of healing, we will continue to remember and pray for those who are suffering and who are in need of healing. Amen. I would now like to invite Susan Hughes to open the service with prayer, which will be followed by song.
Thank you, Elizabeth. So, as we just take a moment in our togetherness as the congregation, and we pray to the Great Spirit, and we humbly accept the love and all that beautiful healing that has been created. We know that this world of ours can sometimes appear cruel and unloving, but we wish the Great Spirit to shine that light that is bright within each of us, that carries the love and the care and compassion that will keep us motivated in faith and belief. And we pray always, not just for ourselves, but for ourselves and for others, for all living beings. We know that this world is a bit of a disaster at the moment. And somehow we must believe that everything is as it should be, with God, the light, the love, great spirits surround us, helping us move forward and progress. And we know that all of this is done, as always and eternally, in love. Amen.
I'd like to invite Susan Hughes, our speaker for the today, to present our address.
Hey, thank you, Elizabeth. And I'm sure it's said all the time, isn't it just wonderful how that's a beautiful song you played? Beautiful. Who are we? When we're asked who we are, we think what we are. Oh, it should be who are you? Who are you? I am a spirit, and lots of other sayings and throwaway sayings, but we are who we are, not what we are. Anyhow, my philosophy today is I have a bit of a reading here. I'm studying at the moment, and it's interesting all the books that I have, and this was a recommended book, and one of the things I was doing, and I actually had that about I don't know how long, 10, 15 years, I think I might have read it. So I did look through it and I just picked up a piece, and it just goes very nicely with that beautiful piece of music, Elizabeth, because it is about our progression, it's about our choice. So the book is The Philosophy of Spiritualism. And so I just took a little passage out of it before I go into the actual philosophy. And each of us are now undergoing a life that is just a tiny proportion of the time in which we will exist in this individualized form. For those who are already wanting to move forward, continued progress comes easily. To those who are less accustomed to self examination of motive and action, future situations will slowly bring an awareness of opportunity. And for those who have chosen to stand still, forward movement will be more difficult, but there will always be opportunity and certainly encouragement. Progress will always be open to those who decide to make that choice. It is implicit from the use of the words open to in the phraseology that free will or personal desire is the cornerstone of when and how progress is to be achieved. There has to be a deliberate and conscious decision to follow that which each of us decides. It may be that for some, making that conscious decision will take what in itself must seem like an eternity. However, there comes a time for every person where he or she realizes that that moment has arrived to begin to make progress. There is also an overriding requirement within the plan of God for each person to become more aware of their own spiritual nature and of their own spiritual relationship. And that would be with all forms of life and with the Godhead itself. For almost everyone, the desire and need to progress will come to the fore within a relatively short period of time. Only for the most stubborn, Will there be the need for spirit helpers to make them face up to the reality of progress? And even then, it will be done by reason and encouragement, with love being the motivational force behind their actions. Now, I daren't call anybody here stubborn. Dare not. That would be rude. However, I will take ownership on that one for myself. Stubborn is, in fact, not moving forward or backwards. And again, with that beautiful choice of music, it's about choice. Which path do you choose to take? Is it for you, the I am, or is it for they? Everybody else must see me as something. And I wonder also what is our version of progression? What do you think progression is? And I feel it is being at peace with oneself, with all actions, with all thoughts, with all deeds. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Does it mean that you don't wish to change things? No, that does not mean there can be no change. It means at this moment, I know I have done enough to move me to the next moment. And I feel that the spirit world assists us with the inspiration and the motivation and I suppose the validity of our thought processes. And we speak about dreams all the time, don't we? I had this dream, I had that dream, but everything starts with a dream. Everything. I'm on a laptop now. I have a lamp beside me, bits and bobs around. Everything starts with somebody's dream. What makes you think or feel or suspect that your dream is not valid? Why would you think that? That's not progressive. But of course, it could be due to relative circumstances around us that has taught us to think less of ourselves. Nobody is perfect. Nobody. You're not supposed to be perfect. I know people will have heard this all the time. Perfect in your imperfection. How boring would life be if there was no fun in discovery? If you were to just sit there and just be perfect, what's the point? What's the point? So when we look to the point of ourselves, it is to journey through this life with as much humility, self confidence, because when humility doesn't mean you cannot be confident, with love and respect for yourself, for all the challenges that the world is providing for us. And the world is in a bit of a mess at the moment, we must all admit. And all these beautiful healers. And I loved again, Elizabeth, what you said, about the healer within you. You don't need to be a trained healer to be a healer. It is a obviously, if you're going to work, you need certificates. But in this space, in this sacred space of you, what makes you lesser or better than another? Because we are equal in our humanity, equal in our love, equal in our compassion. What is the choice you make? To show that of you or to hide it of you? Who has told you you are not good enough? They are incorrect. Because everybody here, you are good enough. That God source, that divinity, that space of you is a gift to this world and a gift to you. So as you move into your progression, be thankful for those challenges because they have brought you to this space that you are now filling with all these ideas and thoughts for this future that you are creating. And if at this moment you're not in that thought space, that's okay, because tomorrow it may arrive. We are not left alone in our struggle in this human space. We are surrounded by the gatherings of people and our loved ones in the spirit world. We are never alone, but sometimes we must feel it to understand being alone, we could still do it. So, progression is an interesting thing. Your progression is different to my progression, and it is supposed to be that. We're not supposed to be the same. We may have had similar lessons, but how we act and react is up to us. Do you choose to be the spirit you are in conjunction with the human you are? Or do you wish to just stay lodged in your mind? Keep moving forward, everyone. And as Elizabeth said, one of my mantras is onwards and upwards. And why do I use that? Because I have been pushed down so far that I disappeared. And yet here I am again. I keep bouncing back like a bad penny. Isn't that the saying? Like a bad penny, I just keep turning up. But it is a penny. It has value. It has joy, as do you. Keep that with you. In those moments when we feel the lower energy, we may feel a bit depressed, it's part of our progress. Do you not agree? How do we know light if we don't know dark? We must learn the opposites. People talk about negatives and positives. That's how the world works. Yin yang, it's how it works. It is all complementary to each other. So everything that you feel is misaligned in your life is actually aligned. It's perspective and progression, and the motivation with you will change that. And I'll leave that with you if that's okay. Onwards and upwards. Off we go.
Thank you so much, Susan. A very
Welcome.
shiny penny, but I may be prejudiced. Okay.
Dirty penny, a dirty penny.
Exactly. It is your progress and your
Shyness,
penny.
shyness. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so very much,
You're
Susan,
welcome.
for
You're
your
welcome.
lovely, inspiring. Uh, really appreciate you being here this morning for us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So now we switch gears. We come time for our collection and announcements. There is a scan box for donations for your convenience, and we appreciate all donations, great or small. You may also send a donation visit the church website if you are so moved. Divine and loving Spirit, you have blessed us with our home. We ask you to bring us the means of keeping it alive and growing. Amen. And if you are so inclined, there's also the scan box so you can join the journey within. From around the world, we appreciate all our community who have joined us. And so we ask you to consider to join us in that way as well. So we come time for our announcements upcoming. The first and third Wednesdays of the month, we have a community meditation with Eugenia Bushman. On May 20th, Embracing the No with Laurie Sheridan. May 24th, The Use of Psychometry with Christine Morgan. June 1st and 29th, Pandora's Box with Catherine and Mitch Shirley. June 22nd, Exploring the Akashic Records with Kevin Todeschi. Love, Intention, and Connection with Laurie Sheridan that same day. And also on June 22nd, Natural Mediumship with Sandra Etheris. June 29th, The Happy Medium with Moya O'Dwyer. And the 6-month mentorship with Paul Jacobs begins in June. There's only one spot left. If you happen to come to the service, join us afterwards. If you're at the live service for coffee, tea, and small desserts and bagels and donuts, for example, you can bring some to share. I'm sorry that we can't share any of that lovely stuff with you virtually, but we'll be thinking of you. Also with the Journey Within in person, first and third Sundays of each month. Mediumship development classes, all levels. I'm assisting Joe today. I'll be running there after this service because it's Pastor Joe and guest tutors. It's at 12 p.m. It's $20. And the next class, as I said before, is today. So if you're in the area, please consider joining us if you so desire to unfold within mediumship and the intuitive. June 23rd, there is meeting and training session for moderators of the Journey Within in-person services. Please, if you are a current moderator, please attend this meeting if you'd like to become a moderator. If you'd like to become a moderator, such as I'm doing right now, please come to this meeting. There is a Zoom link for that as well. So that is the end of our announcements. Oh no, if you would like to drop food off for our local food pantry at the door of the journey, no glass, no perishable foods, please. And also, yes, we don't want to forget that we have our 6:30 p.m. student service. So our student ministers and moderators and mediums, that's their service. So they can get their hand in and get used to it. I'll happen to be moderating tonight. So I'll see you tonight. I'll see your name on the participant list tonight if you so choose. So, and also 7:30 p.m. on Wednesdays is our little jewel box of a service, the healing and messages service. And that's what it is. We begin with the healing and a little announcement, and then we have the messages. So it's a little bit of a shorter service to serve those in the middle of the week if you need a little zhuzhing with spiritualism and healing. Okay. So we are constantly updating our website with new classes and events. So please look there for the most up-to-date information. And lastly, I cannot thank enough all our volunteers at this time, because through the volunteers, the small army of volunteers, the journey within and our community continue to thrive. So now we are coming time for our demonstration of mediumship. As a spiritualist church, we believe life is continuous, and through our demonstration of mediumship, we seek to reunite you here with those who have crossed over. So, our medium today, of course, is Susan Hughes. So, if you can take 90 to 100% of the evidence, we would ask you to please raise your hand. It's in the raise hand option. And if you'd like to practice with it, please do that at this time,
Mm.
raising your hand just so you can find it. Thank you so much. And it is also essential to practice with lowering your hand as well. So if you can practice doing that as well, because if you can take the initial pieces of evidence, but then not the subsequent pieces of evidence, the next pieces of evidence, we'd ask you to please lower your hand so we may find the recipient quickly. And if several people can take the information, it is up to our medium. It's up to Susan to discern the right recipient. So please listen to what she is saying and be guided by what she is saying. So if you are invited to speak, I will ask you then to please unmute yourself and come in with voice. If you cannot unmute, then please type in the chat box. But that's only the person typing in the chat box is the person who the medium has identified as the person. And today it is Susan. It is the person she would be working with. We will now have song followed by the message prayer in preparation for the demonstration. At this time, take that breath because everything is on the breath. Think of your loved ones. Ask them to come close. Ask them to be with you. Please join me in the message prayer. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift, uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. Now I'd like to invite Susan Hughes to
Thank you
offer the
very much.
demonstration of mediumship.
Just give me 1 second because the door is
Yes. The song that we had was It Will Be Me by Melissa Etheridge, for those who are interested.
Sorry about that.
That's all
It's
good.
kind of like when you have your phone. Doesn't ring, doesn't ring, doesn't ring. As soon as you don't want it to ring, it rings. So that's how my front door worked today. Anyhow, thank you very much for that. And again, it's so beautiful to be here working in this wonderful environment. And you mentioned volunteers, and I loved that because volunteers need so much accolade. But let me tell you about this lady who is blending with me at the moment because I saw her hands. As I looked down, I saw her hands, and their fingers were a bit podgy, but I think also that as she moved into her years, they got arthritic because I feel I want to sew and knit with her, yes, and crochet, but specifically sew because I saw a blanket that looked like a duvet blanket. I don't know how to explain it. It's a heavy blanket, and I feel that this was a love of hers of making the things, and I know that she. You know, a blanket obviously keeps us warm, doesn't it? It obviously keeps us warm. And I also want to say that it's a Jean or a Jane is a name that passed through my mind. So this lady moved into her years easily, but I feel that the last few years were difficult because I have a lot of pain in my body and a lot of pain in my joints. And that prevented her to do what she loved. I also know she liked to sing because I'm wanting to hum and sing while I'm working, and I feel there's a family of 5 that surround her as well. And I know that whoever I'm going to here with their lovely mother, it's just a real mothering feeling, is cared for her in her last years as well. I know that they minded her, made sure she had all her groceries and all her messages and the house was clean. And she's just bringing forward that what, and I believe it's a daughter that I want to speak to today, that her daughter did for her what she did for her daughter as her daughter grew up. Is there anybody understanding this? I actually feel the blanket is has a place of importance.
We have 4 hands up. We have
Goodness.
Barbara, Janice, Amy, and Kim.
Can I hear Janice's voice, please?
Hello.
Hello, Janice. Do you
Hi.
understand about the blanket?
Yes, I do. And her daughter, which is my mom, but I was considered the daughter, was Jane. And there was a family of 5. She did sing, hum, arthritic fingers, whole 9 yards.
That is wonderful. Thank you. May I work with Janice, Elizabeth? So, and apologies to the others, but I just feel, Janice, that oh, she's just lovely, but she's no pushover. So I know you remember her well, and I know there's a giddiness about her. There's a kind of let's play about her, but we must do our work first. Do you understand that?
Correct. Yes.
And but when she played, you know,
Yeah.
and there was something really beautifully childlike with her, so she could play a game for a 5-year-old as easily as a game for someone who's 50-year-old. Do you get that? There's no breaking. A person is a person is a person. And I know she must have instilled in you be kind to others. You never know who needs that kindness. Isn't that
Uh,
true?
true. Very true.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel you do carry it, and I have this wonderful sense of pride with you because whilst this is your grandmother then, not your mother. So whilst she has a beautiful creativity about her, she says that you have an artistry about you. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right. And because I know that this flow of inventiveness is kind of what I want to say. This flow of inventiveness moves through the family because all you ladies in this family are full of emotion, aren't you? Because I can just feel it building. And I want to tell you, this grandmother is bursting with pride. So I know that as she views the family, I feel that in the last year there has been a child born to this world, and I also feel she's referencing a male child. Would you understand that?
Well, the male child would be my son. And yes, he had a baby. She's 6 months old.
Wonderful. So she's just letting you know I am still watching out because whilst I really appreciate your grandmother's energy, like I really do, don't not she has to be told the information. Do you get that? She's gossip at any stretch, but don't leave me out. Don't leave me out of the family. Don't keep me in your thoughts. And yet there's something so gentle, and she's kind of saying, "I'm all right. You don't need to do that for me." Is that just a lovely peculiarity about her? She's rather unique, I would say. She's rather unique in herself. Now, her poor old hands, do you know, because she was more upset that she couldn't do her sewing or creating than she was that the whole body was moving away from her. Do you get that?
Yes, I do.
Good. And so she just says, but you know, obviously, Janice, that she's pure and whole now. There's no pain, no aches or anything like that. But I know that she's trying to give you inspiration at the moment. She's wishing to give you inspiration for that creative passage that you're going through at the moment. Because it seems to me like she's showing me you had to make a break from a certain lifestyle, shall we say, a certain lifestyle or something in your life, and the emotion of that has caused you some upset and has kind of maybe blocked that creative flow. Is that it? Did I get
D-
that right?
Yeah, you nailed it. Hmm.
Right. Okay. But she says, you know, do you not think that for one moment, Janice, and I feel I wanted to call you a nickname there rather than Janice. I don't know if it's Jeannie or Janie or
My mom was Janie.
all right. Okay, no, but I reference you. It's almost
They
like I
used
don't
to
want to
call
call
me
you by
Tallulah. That was my nickname growing up. I have no idea how I got Tallulah, but that was what they called me.
no, I love that. No, I wasn't getting to Lula, but I knew there was a nickname, but I just felt it's a term of endearment. And it actually, you're a bit of an entertainer then as well, if I'm going with Tallulah, the entertainer, but you're too shy to be the entertainer, you see. So she's working and balancing all these thoughts out with me. Anyhow, she
Yeah, I agree with
says
that.
to me, yeah, she blends deeper with me, and I feel that and you know she loves you, and I feel there was no question of that while she was here on this earth. And the I don't know if you're trying to I see this blanket again. I see this blanket again. And it's almost like she says, well, that was my creation. You need to do your one. It's about you putting something as a marker on this earth. And I know we have children. I know we have nieces and nephews if we don't specifically have children, which is a beautiful marker and a beautiful reminder. But it's something about because I kind of want to do painting with you, I'll be honest. I kind of want to put a paintbrush in your hand, and you love color because I see a blast of colors appearing in front of me. And I feel she's encouraging you, Janice, to allow that aspect of you to shine more. Do you get that?
Yes, I do.
Right. So, and she's quite insistent, you know that she wouldn't give up. You know that she doesn't give up, and she
No.
never did. And it's funny because I know her last couple of years were difficult, Janice, for her and for those around her. But you also know that her passing was peaceable. You understand that. She says, I went when I needed to go. I went when I needed to go. And I feel that June, actually, we're coming into June. Well, we're not out of May yet, but we'll be moving into June. Is a time of it's warmth, it's emotional warmth that I'm getting, and it's emotional memories that are there as well. Now I know
Yeah.
as I work with her, I'm choking a little bit. So I actually feel her breathing became too difficult and the voice was affected, and I'm getting shaky here with her as well. So you would understand that, would you? Where
Yes.
I'm getting and get so it was just a breakdown of the whole being. And then she said, what's the point? I've done my duty, I've done my love, and will watch over them from heaven. So she believed in the heaven. So I will watch over everyone from the heaven. Now, let me just do another thing here with you, just as I finish up, because um your handwriting, I believe this is your handwriting. You've beautiful spirally handwriting, is that correct?
She used to say I did, yes. Hmm.
Oh, well then you do. So because she
Then I
wouldn't lie,
do.
would she?
Just like you're
Then
not
you
a
do.
bad penny, you're a good penny.
Because I feel that I want to put a pen in your hand and let you. because you love doodling. I can see that you doodle. She's showing me this, but it's almost like I want to doodle words. Just let whatever it is fall out of you onto paper, because it's almost, I want to go back to what we leave behind in this world is more than just the memories. It's like you need to leave something physical, Janice. And I don't know if that's something you have been thinking about. I know your grandmother did left something physical behind her, and I feel that she's saying, why aren't you going with that thought flow? Why aren't you not listening to yourself? Gosh, she can be a bit tough, can't she? Why aren't you not
Yeah, she
listening to
can be, but
yourself? Yeah.
she's right. I have bought a journal and I have been procrastinating. I don't know if I'm ready to open up that floodgate of emotion. So I agree.
Okay. Okay. Well, so I believe that what your grandmother is letting you know is that she's with you whilst you do that. Let it go. Let it go. I'm going to sing that song from Frozen. Is I've never even seen that film. Let it go.
Frozen,
And
let it
but
go, let it go.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. So sing that to yourself. It's just because that's what Gran did. She hummed and she sang and she just got all of those tensions out of her while she was putting it into her creative work. So I feel that she's showing you the blessings that she is not maybe in a physical presence for you, but she is definitely in that inspirational spiritual place, assisting you attain that. Because if you're thinking you're not succeeding, she's letting you know you're wrong, Janice. You are indeed succeeding. Perhaps not in the way you had best hope for, but in a way that's very pleasing to her. And
Well,
that's what matters too, doesn't it?
no, it does. She meant the world to me. Still
Yeah.
does.
So she you are pleasing her. She is very proud, and that emotion and that love is so present with her. And then she says, "Now we have to get tea ready." So it's almost like
Yeah,
she
her and her
finishes.
tea. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. She's finished that emotional piece, and now let's get practical again. So I love that of her, and I love that for you. So she is both assisting you in the practical work with your emotions. I think that's lovely. I think that's lovely. Now, is your dad on the spirit side of life? I'll just very quickly say this to you.
No, but my
Oh,
grandfather is.
right. So dad's dad, it has to be. And I just felt just as I was closing down, he says, and don't forget about me. He says, and there's a film, what is it? If I build it, they will come.
Oh
Whatever
yeah,
film. Yeah.
a
And
field
that's
of
what
dreams.
yeah, so this is what he brings to you, a very quick, short statement. If you build it, they will come. So it's about personal belief, isn't it?
Yeah,
You
it is.
believe in that. And it's not just knowing, it's believing. So believe in yourself more, Janice. And I'll leave that loving light with you if that's
I
okay. Thank you.
so greatly appreciate it. You have no idea. I really
Oh,
do.
oh, bless you, darling.
Thank
Bless
you.
you. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. So let me just shift my energy to I am going to see I'm male now. All of a sudden I feel a male has entered into my energy, and I'm uh I have an accent. Now obviously I'm Irish, but it's an accent. um Let me see. It's sorry. This person has an American accent, but I don't know if it's German or a European language just at the back of it. So he has an accent. And I feel that he's a very jolly man, a very jolly man. And I also feel that he worked till the day he dropped. This is what he's saying. I worked to the day I drop. And I also want to say there must be lots of happy memories about getting ice cream with this man, because I see a lot of ice cream here in front of me. Now, the other thing I want to say is he has, I feel, two brothers. I just feel two brothers on spirit side with him. I just keep hearing two brothers, but I believe they're on spirit side. And I want to say about this gentleman, I feel that he fought to be fit all his life. I feel that so there was a um I think weight coming on and going off. That's what I'm feeling, and he fought with that. So I believe it was his heart ultimately that crossed him over. There was a weakness there. I don't know if a valve kept opening or closing, but there was a heart issue. But I believe it was a heart issue that crossed him over. Anybody understanding this, Elizabeth?
We have no hands up as yet.
Oh, such a pity. Okay, so let me keep working with this gentleman, because I said father. I wonder
We
if I
have a
really.
hand up.
Oh,
They just popped up. We have Lauren. I'm so sorry. Oh, now we have two. Sorry to
it's
interrupt you.
all right. No, 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 don't interrupt me because I just feel this too, because I was moving to the side of the father and to the uncle. So, and I want to say I feel that these were very close, both in age and in their attitudes. They could be mistaken for twins if they're not twins, even that, but I don't see it because one's taller than the other. So, who is it that can take them? And I will
We have Lauren and Siri.
Lauren and Siri.
Sirry, Siri,
Right.
if I'm pronouncing it properly.
Can I speak with Siri for a moment? Um,
Hi.
Siri,
Well,
just give me your voice.
I can understand everything except the brothers, but he was very active in a lot of sporting events and
Right. Okay. Well, I'm not sure on
I
that. And
thought
Lauren, can I hear Lauren's voice? Sorry, Siri. Lauren, what can you understand, darling?
Hello. Yes, I can understand everything but the heart issue.
Hmm. Okay. Right. Where am I going to go with this? I still feel Siri, was it hard for you?
yeah, so he collapsed with a heart attack.
All right. Okay, Lauren, thanks very much because I think
Thank
that's
you.
important. Yeah, but thank you for speaking up. I appreciate that.
Thank
Siri,
you.
may I work with you then?
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right. So your father's a jolly man, a very hard worker, just never wanted to stop working. Do I wish to say he's a workaholic? No, but I know that he worked and worked and worked. You get that
Yes.
with him.
Yes.
And but it's almost like he enjoyed it. Do you see
Yes.
that? It wasn't just a chore. He really enjoyed doing this, and I'm desperately trying to see what it is he does. And I also, if I don't know, was it something to do with food, Siri? I just see a lot of food here in front of me. And I know father enjoyed eating. Everybody does at some level. But don't answer that. So I'll just keep working with him. Um, I can't get away from work. That's what I just wanted. I just can't get away from work. I have to be home on time. And he did his best to bring to his family as much as he could, both in love and material goods. You understand that as well,
Yes.
don't you?
Yes, I do.
And so this is why he worked. But the fact that he enjoyed that working environment, he enjoyed the repartee, the companionship. He just loves to chat and talk, doesn't he? He just loves to chat and talk.
Yes.
And he loves to bring really inspirational words like problem solving and quotes, I suppose, that would assist people in getting through their issues. Do you understand that, Siri?
Yep, I understand that, and I'm trying to do that myself right now.
Well, don't try, just do. That's what I'd say, because I'd say that is what your father would say.
Right.
Don't just try, do. And I like that because your father has a forceful energy without it being intimidating. But I know that some people may have been intimidated by him, but that was never his journey. Your father has the beautifulest of eyes. Can I tell you that?
Yes.
His
Yes.
eyes are so soulful,
Yeah.
and we say the eyes are the windows to the soul. And I know that your father really um he really tried to help others in his lifetime. Do you understand that? I just have this
Right.
urge to be of assistance, but I don't need everybody to know I'm doing that. Do you get that?
Yes. Yes, and I
Uh,
understand that, and I'm in a project where I'm trying to get help for a project that he would have helped me with.
Oh, well, he will help you with it.
Right.
But often your father helps without you knowing. He
Right.
doesn't want the adoration. Now he does. He wants appreciation, he wants respect, and that's how he is. But he doesn't need to have that everybody knows I'm such a great person thing going on. So I know he's going to assist you with that. Your mother's mother is also on spirit side of life, isn't that true?
Yep.
Because I feel she has what we say in Ireland, brains to burn. She has brains to burn. She's just so full of intelligence and intellect. And I feel that she, whatever project you're running, Father is emotionally and spiritually motivating you, or she's inspirationally, matter of factly assisting you. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yes.
So between those two powers, and I think sometimes you're overthinking it. That's my sense of you, by the way. That's a psychic thing. But I'm sensing that you're overthinking it. And your father didn't overthink things. He thought things through, but not overdoing it. Do you see that?
Yes.
And the other thing, your father is extremely good character, and he's extremely good at reading people, knowing who they are. They wouldn't even have to talk to him. Do you get
Yes.
that? Because
Yes.
I feel he says to me, she is the same, but she does not trust that. And I suppose if we're trying to please others and do what we're supposed to do, well, we must. So listen, let me just very quickly go to grandmother, because I know we're running out of time. Sorry, Elizabeth, I'll bring this to a shut. This lady she's va boom, Siri. She is va boom, and she's moving you along. She loved being in her car. Is that right? I just suddenly was in a
Yes.
car. It's an
Yep.
old, it's an old fashioned car with the roof off. And she says, it doesn't matter how the wind blows my hair. I always afterwards can have a brush. I can brush it right. So it doesn't matter what way the wind blows and messes us up. We can tidy ourselves up when you're on that right path, when you follow your gut instincts. And listen, the power, I love your father's energy so much because it's gentle and kind and has such power. Very enigmatic man. That's what I will say about your dad. So I'm going to leave their love and their suggestions to you to assist you in these next stages that you're moving into.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much, Siri.
It was very evidential. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Um, I'll hand you back to Elizabeth now because I'm sorry for going over time a bit.
No,
I
no,
just
no, do not apologize. It's all good. It's
okay,
all good.
okay.
Not
I
like it's
put
a
my
half an
glasses
hour.
on and I saw the time. That's what it
Oh my God,
was.
all the time. All good. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful contacts. Beautiful. We should have so many bad pennies like you, right?
Good, good.
But
Because we do shine up.
we do, we do. So, we have come to the end of our service. So I will now ask Susan to please close with prayer, which we will follow with song.
All right, thank you very much, and thank you everyone for being just being here and being so patient and inviting me. So, in this space of prayer and in this space of sacredness that we are in, and as our draws to a close, this does not mean that the Great Spirit has not forgotten our participation in life, and we are with gratitude and in that space of love as we move forward during our week. Call on this power at any time that you feel you are in need. It is present for you always and forever. Amen.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And thank you for the beautiful blessings of a penny from heaven, Susan Hughes. Take care, everyone.